Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader, like that car riding your tail. Or if you're tailgating right now, all those cars doubling as kitchens and living rooms are on AutoTrader too. Are you working out and listening to this ad at the same time? Well, multitasking pro, cars like the ones in the gym parking lot are for sale on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. AutoTrader.
Stop by Sherwin-Williams and get 30% off select paints and stains May 2nd through the 12th. It's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Refresh your home inside and out with colors that make every space feel brand new. From cozy interiors to stunning exteriors, we've got the perfect shade for your next project. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Click the banner to learn more. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/kidsandfamily. Just go to Indeed.com/kidsandfamily right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
From the Fifth Quarter Studio in Madison, Wisconsin, you're listening to High School Hoops with your hosts, Steve Collins and Jake Stager.
I guess we
all right, here we go. Starting. I cut him off. This is funny. I cut Coach off. We were having an argument before he come on about I have to go
wood. About wood. And we're not talking about basketball court wood. Forget it. Go ahead.
And this is G-rated. I was talking about bark and mulch, and he said bark's on the side of a tree, which is true, but sometimes they use bark to make mulch. I don't know. Maybe it's a southern Wisconsin thing. But anyway, we were talking about that. I thought that was funny. Anyway, 14 yards. Any of you that know anything about mulch, I have to lay 14 yards.
That's a lot.
That would be taller than me.
Wow. Why didn't you wait till you should have waited till Drew got back home?
No, it's going to be in my driveway. So the issue is, I think what I'll do is I have a pretty big yard. I'll put it where it's supposed to go. And then I let someone else, put it where they want it, kind of thing. You know what I mean? So the moving is the hard
call up your team and be like, hey, we're doing some team building today. Let's
that's
spread
good.
mulch.
Oh, that'd be good. I never thought.
Dude, I did that when I moved twice. I was coaching college one year and high school the other. They both full rosters came and helped me move. It was awesome.
Ooh, there's the life lesson for all the coaches. You get your player. Ooh, I have to think about that.
Kids love to help when it's not their parents. They do. They do.
That's true. You pay them a little bit. Ooh, I got to remember that. Okay, before we jump in, I'd like to do a big shout out to our two sponsors. First of all, Dr. Dish, the #1 shooting machine on the market, bar none. We can't get in our school this summer. Whole thing. I've kicked off half the school board and whatever because of construction. But we're taking our Dr. Dishes with us to a middle school. I've already talked to my AD about it. It's crazy. So mention Coach Unplugged High School Hoops, you get $400 off. Second thing is go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. It's the time I'm going to tell you right now, prices are going to jump 20% come this fall, 25%. So if you want to get in, now is the time to do it. Again, it's not like I tell the players, it's not a threat. It's a promise. And I got to do it anyway. But anyway, if you want to jump in, now is the time. Your prices will never increase. I think I have one Teach Hoops member that's been around for like 4 or 5 years, is still paying $19 a month. Bless him. But anyway, so come over and check it out. It's going to be the one-stop shop. I'm working on all sorts of stuff. And what I'm doing now, they actually start a course that I put up, because I think it's so hard to find all the new stuff. So I started a course of new material. So you can just go to that and see where the new material, see what's new. Because some people dive in.
I like that. That's a good feature.
They can just see the new stuff. And then if you want to, I put it like, let's say it's Packline. I'll put hey, Packline new. And then you can go see it in the Packline course or whatever too. Whatever. I just picked the defense. It doesn't matter. And then I have a list over on the side, the things that I'm doing. I'm going to work on coaching portfolio, exit interviews, taking over program, championship teams, all those courses I'm working on this summer. Hopefully at the Lake House.
You kind of know a lot about that.
Huh? What'd you
I
say?
think you know a lot about those topics.
Yeah, I think so. I hope so. I hope so.
We don't have to talk about you today. Let's talk about the NBA.
Let's talk. Okay. We don't need to talk about me. I'm narcissistic enough. Anyway, I'm actually not that narcissistic. I could give you anyway. I won't get into that.
Well, yeah, I could give you five names.
Five names too. I could, but we won't do that. We'll let you in your head think about who we're thinking about. Anyway, we're gonna talk about the NBA today, and we always record these a little ahead, so we're about 2 weeks ahead of when this is gonna go live on June 1st. And
we'll be close to the NBA finals.
Yeah, well, I know. And the Bucks are up to, so we won't know what's going to happen. Game 7 Bucks versus Celtics. But we wanted to talk. I said we were talking about it before we came on air, and I said we were both talking about their offense, which we can talk about in a second. But talking about are there similarities with the NBA in high school, and aren't there? I think there aren't very many. I don't even think there are that many at the collegiate level with most high school teams. I think if you're a high school boys coach, even a girls coach, I think the NCAA women's is closer, at least to my level, than the collegiate men.
I would on a segue of that, like, I think some of the best resources that I have gotten is not from your big D1 coaches from the collegiate level. Like, if you're going to get anything that might be more applicable to a high school, is like a D3. And, just anybody that's ever interested,
right.
Those coaches love having people come into their practices, and
yep.
you can definitely get some really good ideas from them instead of these big elite players, because they don't have the talent pool as these other coaches do. And so it's a little bit more applicable. And I agree, the girls' game is probably the most authentic.
Well, it's more what we can do. It's not necessarily, there's isolation, there's things, but it's more what we can do at the high school level. So I think that's why it kind of correlates a little bit better.
The game is different, shot clock, right? And then, the NBA has defensive 3 seconds, and so, like, that's just way different.
Right. I think, So what we were talking about is, like, we were talking about offenses and things with what the Bucks are doing right now, and the charge circle. We could talk about that with high school too, but that all those, like, how Giannis should be posting up, and go talk about what we were talking about before we came on the air, Coach.
We were talking about, like, for me, I'm a huge Giannis guy, and I guess I'll talk about just basically where things you can actually learn from the NBA and help them out. I mean, there's things you can learn, especially when you have good character players like a Giannis, or work ethics like a Kobe Bryant. And those are the things that you
Wesley
can
Matthews.
Right. Wesley Matthews is, you should show that link a video. And I mean, Wes' story in itself. And that's why I think Wes fits so good with the Bucks. And I think if you want to look at culture and you want to look at curating a team that is in it for the team, you look at some teams that the kids can idolize. That's why I look at the Bucks and I'm like, yep, that's a definite team where there's no drama, there's no clutter. Everybody's in it for himself. Other guys are stepping up all the time. That's what a high school basketball team should be. And they're all for each other. Like, they show up for each other's stuff in the community. Like, I know Wes had something at Marquette University a couple of years ago. It was Wes Matthews night. Giannis showed up, his coach showed up. Like the things that they do together is very similar. Like I would say Steve Kerr with the Warriors was very replicative of that too. At one point we had a basketball player named Kevon Looney. The Warriors came to that high school for the raising of his, those things you can definitely take. And those are successful teams within their culture. Like I think you could take a lot from the NBA and show that to your players, because I think they idolize those players and those things. Like, or you look at Giannis.
Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader, like that car riding your tail. Or if you're tailgating right now, all those cars doubling as kitchens and living rooms are on AutoTrader too. Are you working out and listening to this ad at the same time? Well, multitasking pro, cars like the ones in the gym parking lot are for sale on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. AutoTrader.
Before you go too far, we beat Looney in the state semifinals, just so you know that. Like we beat
again,
Looney,
narcissist.
Hamilton. We beat Looney in 2011 in the state finals, and then won in triple overtime in the state championship. So, okay, I'm just going to throw that out there. Go ahead.
Yeah, that was an awesome state tournament.
That really was. That really was.
That was amazing. I remember watching that game. Okay, I'm done. Okay, so
done. I'll cut you off. Done.
Done. So back to what I'm saying. Take players that have come from nothing, or like undrafted, like a West, or even like a Jordan Poole right now from the Warriors. Players that have they put in the work even when they get to the NBA, where you can have those representations, so your players can see that.
Right. Well, you look at Connington. Is it Connington for the Bucks? Connington. Yeah, he was a second rounder. Late second rounder, like 42nd pick, and look at all the time he's playing. Look what look how he was playing. He starts for a really good team, and he was a late second rounder.
He starts on a really good team that values everything within their culture. They value defense, they value all those things, and it really starts with leadership. Giannis is a great leader. He shows by example. He's invested in the community, and all those guys are around that. So if you can build something, if there's an NBA team that you want to model some of those values and stuff, that's where I think you can incorporate with high school basketball.
Right.
When it comes to style of play, the things that they do on the court, I don't think you can do much or any of it, to be honest with you, because it's a different game. And these players are the best players in the world. You don't have the best players in the world at your level.
No.
No.
Maybe you do.
Some their parents may really believe that they are at that stature, but that's a whole nother topic. But right. And you also look at people that if you put in the work, it's all about putting in the work. I keep talking about Giannis. He put in the work. He came in, he was a skinny kid. He hit the weight room. He was relentless. He kept working and working and working. And Kobe, all those guys, Jordan, all of them, they kept working and working. So if I think you can instill those work ethics from ideal players, I think that's where you can really show that growth towards your players. For you to use.
Yeah, and that's the models. Thing is don't think that what you're watching on the TV is exact in the NBA finals. That's not most. I would say most does not correlate. Right. Most on that court.
I would say you can take bits of a hustle piece or a huge defensive play, those type of things, those things that you want. But when you talk about X's and O's and taking what the Boston Celtics do offensively and try to do what they do, you do it. It's not going to work.
No, it's just not going to work. So, and it's like anything as a high school coach, steal, beg, borrow. And go find specific things, maybe they run a sets or something that you can use, but use specific things both at the NBA level, the collegiate level, other teams in your league. I've actually run out of bounds plays back at other teams. It's like we see them in the first round, we go, ooh, that's a good out of bounds play. I'll steal it, and then we'll run it back against them. It doesn't matter. it's good things are good things, and it doesn't matter at what level. But I think my point of bringing this topic up this week is that you can only take so much from the NBA. I think people think the ball screen, the ISO, and all that. How many ball screens did you see last night?
Hardly any.
Yeah, like
it's really now about just spread the floor, let the best players shoot. It's actually not really. That's why I think I'm so frustrated right now. We're getting a lot of charges, and we're putting ourselves in that situation.
Right.
There's no reason for that.
Yeah, I would.
There's
agree.
no reason for that.
No, not with the best player one of the best players in the world. I agree.
Yeah, with a bunch of shooters that can shoot around him.
Yep. Okay. We won't go any deeper into that, but hopefully when you listen to this, the Bucks are in the finals. Let's hope.
I hope so too.
All right. Till next week, Coach.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Here in America, work is in trouble. We've offshored our manufacturing, sent away good jobs, and lost so much ability to make things. American Giant is a company that's pushing back against this tide. They make high-quality clothing, sweatshirts, jeans, dresses, jackets, and so much more, right here in the USA. Visit American-Giant.com and get 20% off your first order when you use code STAPLE20 at checkout. That's 20% off your first order at American-Giant.com, promo code STAPLE20.